Well, I'm back in the woods again, and I've found another big dump behind some old houses, as always, and I'm gonna go check it all out. Right here, starting out, I've got two insulators. Now, I'm not an insulator collector. I know somebody likes them. The blue one is okay. I don't know about this one. This one, I don't know. It's a newer one. They're both pretty new. But this one has a little chip on it, but I'll take it. Let me find out what's here, and I will show you when I am done. Okay, I am at my second bottle site. The other one didn't pan out at all. There was really nothing there. This one shows a little bit more potential. I saw a soda bottle, unmarked primarily, but with the date of 1949. So we're looking at the average age of dumps around here. And at this point, I'm finding the average stuff. Broken oil lamp, like we've talked about before, they're all over. That's a corker. So let me look around and see what I find. If I find something good, you're going to see it too. Okay, let's go. Sad to say, my first keeper is this Bonjour bottle. 1950s, very common, I find anyway. Got another bottle in here. So far, it's just been whiskey bottles and these big no deposit beer bottles. As you can see, I'm taking them right out of here. And there's no, for me, with this set, there's no end in sight. There's something under there. There was giant, large, I don't know, demijohns. They were water bottles. They're all over here too, but of course, sadly enough, they're broken. Here's another something else. You can see that's nothing. And there's the typical pot lid. I mean, you know, what I'm looking for. Okay, of course, you know, are sodas and beers. I found a Peter's, but the top was sheared off. It is a fairly collectible bottle. But other than that, so far nothing. Go a little bit further, and when I find something, you'll be turned on. Here you go. Well, I think I'm in a dump now that has something. I've been walking through the woods and knocking myself out because they're just, the overdevelopment here has pretty much taken over. And but now, as you can see, I'm finding stuff that looks more like what I'm after. There's jars, concrete a lot, but maybe in here there's a collectible bottle or two. I found a red rock. It's pretty much done in, but that's what I expect with most of the pyros. But there might be a JoJo or something in here that is not a Wesson oil, you know what I mean? So there's a little broken bottle. A lot of this stuff is on the surface, so I'm surface digging right now. What seems to be the trend here is things around the trees. As you can see, there's a tree sort of grew in Brooklyn here, and it grew right up into the bottle pile. As you can see, there's another bottle. So instead of wasting my time digging here and showing you this, let me go and find something and then show you. How's that? Okay, let's do this then. Well, if you see it, bright orange, we got a little orange cat eye. So I like that. That's a positive find for me. Put it in my pocket. That's a sign that this is not just going to be a bunch of Clorox bottles and stuff like that. We got jars. We got a lot of stuff in here. A lot of stones though, which is not fun and isn't good to dig in. A lot of cinder blocks, but that was what this house that I think I'm digging in, it was made out of cinder blocks. So anyway, I'm gonna keep going and see. Keep it going there. Well, I gotta talk quiet because I'm right behind an old house that I don't know who's here, but I found one more dump. The other one didn't work out. Nothing. Some good bottles, all broken. Here we got a Griffin's shoe polish, a good old horseshoe. Somebody had money here because that's a pretty nice cordial glass. A little child's teapot or whatever. And what else is here? Just to show you, it goes down about a foot, like most of these wood dumps do. And usually, I'm just in the beginning of it, and I started at the beginning. These are, they look like, I don't know what, some kind of eardrop, maybe, I don't know. A lot of milk glass, which is a good sign. And some more. Let me go over here, and if I find something, I'll show it to you, okay? Let's start. Well, I generally go in the woods and look for bottles, but today we're looking at some nature. I've been out here looking for bottles and any kind of trash, and it's a losing battle so far, but I still have hope. Meantime, I enjoy looking at this very special looking box turtle. He's a southern box turtle. He's more orange and less design on his back, but nevertheless, he's a cool guy. And I find them once in a while. It's not easy anymore. Their habitat's being destroyed, but there we got my first little nature shot here of today. Well, as always, on my way out, I hit something interesting. First, we've got a squirt. That bottle is like a, I believe it's a, yeah, it's probably either a 57 or something in that range. This is a Wink from Canada, dry, but the things that I'm happy to find are these railroad lamps, and I found two of them, and they would sit in a a gas lantern, and I found two just laying in the woods. They're a beautiful red and a ruby red, so for me that's a good find. I've never found those before in one piece. They're always broken. And the squirt, it's not a really old bottle, but I've never found one in this condition anyway, so I'm taking that. I don't know about the Wink. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of stuff written on the bottom. It's a Canada Dry. And I don't know what the date of this thing is. Let's look at it. Canada Dry. Look at the date here. There isn't any date, I don't think. 6 ounces. I don't know. It's in good shape. I'm probably going to take it just for the hell of it, because I don't have one of those either. So there we go. If I find something more, I'm going off to another greener pastures to find more stuff today. If I'm lucky, I'll come across something unusual, and if I do, you're going to see it. So there you go, my take. And of course, the turtle. Bye. Well, I'm in a dump here that I've been here before. And there's nothing much in here that's really old. But I've been finding this, a couple of glasses, and mason jar with something in it. But the glasses and the stuff that I'm keeping, this here is the dump. Now you can see there's milk bottles in here. Plenty of them, I think. But, and it's not easy, hard digging really. I'm at the bottom because it's on a hill. And there, what's this? It's a plain medicine. But I think there's something there. There's probably an outhouse, yeah, probably a vinegar of some kind. So I gotta talk slow because there's some old guy behind me. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he's on the road doing some road stuff. I don't know. People are a pain in the butt sometimes because I do this by myself and want to be by myself when I do it. It's not that I don't like people, but I feel better when they're not around. Let's put it that way. Now, I probed this out, and this place came up with a few marbles, so I might even come up with them, but you can see there's a shit ton layer here, and but as you can see, there's not a lot of, you know, stuff to write home about here. But these shoe polish bottles are common in this time period, so I don't keep them. They're not worth even looking at. I'm at the bottom here, so maybe I might come up with something. I don't know. This is a pain. Here we go. It's all in a really chunky layer right around here. There. It's a square, I think. No, it's a piece of heavy glass, so it's not even a bottle. But when you get to the sand part, then you know you're out of the dump. You're out of the dump area. So I want to make a video, so it'd be fun to watch, but lately I've been striking out. There's nothing really to find. I'd hate to go back to that dump that I usually go to from the 30s, but that's a chance I might have to do. That's something I might have to do. There's a soda right here, but of course it's a Coke and it's broken. Coca-Colas were not thrown away around here. They were highly deposited. So let me clear out some of this stuff and I'll get back. There you go. Okay, as you can see, I see a pair of legs down here. Are they? Well, look what that is. It's a doll. No head, no arms, but it got its feet and its legs, and it was down here in the sand. And if I can get my scraper here, I'm gonna go real gently and see if I can find, there's a Coke, stuff that's down here. Maybe I find the legs, I don't know. But there is definitely glass down in this layer. It's a layer I didn't think existed, but apparently it does. And she was right somewhere here. And there's some more, I don't know what kind of bottle that is. But she was down here somewhere. And there's stuff down here. As you can see, there's a whole layer of glass beyond. Well, I did get lucky now. I think my phone's working again. And here we got a creamer. And it is an Annette. Yep. An Annette creamer. You can see that right there. So, pretty good. There's a little bit of pyro in the back. You can see that. So, right down here, we did it. Let's keep going. Here we got a corker, and this one is, wipe it off. Yeah, as you can see, it's syrup of Black Draft, and it's a little cork top syrup of Black Draft, which I don't have. So cool. I'm coming up with better stuff right here. So we're gonna continue our dig. Well, we're back to hubcaps again, but this one's a cool one. It's not in great shape, but look, it's a Pontiac. You can see that. Pretty rusted in here. Been sitting in here a long time. But the chrome seems to be still good. So we got another Pontiac hubcap. It seemed to be up in here somewhere that I found it. So I don't know if there's any more. Probably not. There's a lot of tin. But that Pontiac is a cool looking hubcap. I'm telling you. This is there's nothing else. For now, there's nothing in here. It's a little bottle. Pulled it out. This is another. This is a pyro. Look at, check this out. Another Annette. And I'm sure it's embossed on the shoulder here. Maybe it's not. It's not, but it's pyroed, and pyro looks pretty good. So let's hope it stays together. So there we go. Pretty cool. Let's keep going. New grape, 1950s, 40s, late 40s, 50s. Pyro looks good. We're keeping it. New grape. I think I would dig this out. I'm going to show you to dig this out right here, because you can see what that is. That is a milk bottle, and I'm taking it out right now. And it is a little rusted, but it looks to me like a Starland Dairy. There we have it. Starland, my friends. I don't know what's on the back here. It's probably not going to stay. You never know, though. The star, the embossment, this is it. Now, we're coming up with the milks again, and they're in there. So, good show. Starland Dairy. Okay, this is the roundup of a 2-day effort to find something decent, and this is what I came up with walking around in poverty-stricken woods. I didn't do too bad, but it's not what I wanted. This is not old enough. Take my word for it. I'm not satisfied with the age of this. This is all 50s stuff, maybe 60s, but at the time, that's what I came up with. Let's start out with a few bottles that I know a little bit about, but I'm learning. I don't know this area, this age period of bottle collecting, so I'm learning. I have to look things up, so it's one of those things where I'm learning just like everybody else. First of all, let's start out with some of my favorite stuff. Of course, this is the Starland Dairy bottle. It did have a pyro on it. When you saw me dig this out, if you're watching me in my digging video, this one had the star here and Starland in the back, and it all washed off. It's not easy to keep pyros or ACLs on unless they were in pristine situation, which around here is hard to find. But it's a 40s, late 40s bottle. It's actually, it says 47, if you can see that. So we know for a fact that it's a Owens, Illinois 1947 Duraglass. Look for Duraglass and the date will be around there. And the date is usually on the right side of the Owens, Illinois, before 1950, 55. From 55 on, Duraglass has the date on the left side, but on the right side, before 1955. So there you got Duraglass. Next one is a rarer bottle, and this also had a pyro or ACL on it, and that is the Annette, but it still has the time, the date of the time it was made, when you look at this. But this is not Duraglass. I don't know what company made this. The numbers are on there, but it's very hard to see. Oh, a Thatcher. You can see there, Thatcher glass, and they made a majority of milks back in the day, and this is probably around the same time. You can see the this top was where the aluminum cap went over. Another milk bottle is Annette's, but this one has a pyro on it. Still good. I sprayed it just so it would stay. That's why it looks a little frosty. That's a real bad spray job on there. But this one has protect our children, drive safe. There's some kids on there walking. Then this one here says milk for the kiddies, and that's dairy. Again, a Savannah bottle, and it's also Thatcher glass. So Thatcher we know, but this also has Duraglass, and we can look, and there's a date, again, 1960. So this is on the cusp of going into plastic and cardboard. Again, these bottles, Suncrest, they're so common, and this one does have acceptable paint on it, so that's why I kept it. It's a 1950s. The other sodas, this I never heard of this. I don't know. I'm not a soda drinker, and Canada Dry I've heard of, but Wink I don't know anything about. There's no date on this, but I know it's a 60s bottle, so I know it's made in the 60s. Canada Dry, and The ounces are on there, but I don't see any date or even glass manufacturing. But it's Wink, so how long that was around, if it's still here, I don't know. I don't drink soda. This is a popular one, and this is a late 1950s, probably early 60s. If I look around here, try to see the date if there is one, and I don't see a date really. But that's a Squirt. Little Squirt is in there. So this looks like a 1959, 1960, something like that. The straight side are the 40s. So if you find a straight side with Squirt on it, you're in an older version. They go back to 1936. Actually, this company was started by a guy called Bishop back in Arizona. So it's a southwest production bottle, and you probably see them more in California and out the western states than here. Their distribution expanded after the 50s, so that's that. You've got the White House and the Black Draft. This is a really good condition bottle, this Black Draft bottle here. Let me turn it around so you see it. Syrup of Black Draft. Now, that was made by Chattanooga Medicine Company. Put these out generally. The glass company here looks like a Cummings glass, I think. This one's odd. I didn't even want to pick it up until I touched it and saw that it had some embossing on it. And the only embossing on this thing is Eagle. What was in here, I don't know. Interesting little bottle, though. And last but not least, in the glass department here, we have a Daz railroad lantern globe, and you see the Daz sign. These are still in production. Company still makes lamps and globes, mostly novelty. But this red color, you can see ruby red. I found two of these, and one is I gave to my wife because she makes candles, candle holders and things, and she don't use a globe. It's nice with a candle in it, and it sits in the lantern. And the red was a signal lamp. When the railroad man was walking down the tracks with the lamp, he would swing this, telling the train engineer to slow down, coming to a crossroads or whatever, and that traditional still stays. And here's another. This is a pinky version of it. So they're ground glass, so they're older. So there you have it. Oh, and last but not least, I found another hubcap. This one, the Pontiac from the 40s, and you have the stylized deco chief. Now, this thing was corroded. The liner was corroded. The steel liner was you couldn't save it. It was rotted to the core, and so I just knocked it all out, and here is just the copper. This is copper, believe it or not. You can see a little bit of it right there. This is a copper cap with a chrome, cover, and it's cool as a hubcap. It's not worth anything anymore, but hanging it on the wall, nice decoration. So my 10 minutes are almost up, and that is my take. I'm going to go out again soon to find, and I had some other stuff here. This is other junk that, common crap that I don't really need to show you. So I'm off again in a couple of days, so look for that. A new finding. Hopefully I'm looking for older stuff, and I'm going to get lucky. I think I'm on the trail. I don't want to hit these old town dumps that have been mulled over 1,000 times by everybody. That's just not me. I don't want to meet people while I'm digging, and there's a sure sign that I'm going to meet somebody in one of these forlorn places that have been dug to death. So find new ground, maybe some new discoveries. So there you have it. Talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of that video.